I have some good news about this car. It's a 2011 X3 X-Drive. It's the 35i, and it has the struts with the electronic control for the dampening, but I don't think anything that I'm working on makes a difference. So this car has 120,000 miles on it, and I was getting some uneven tire wear on the front, on both the inside and the outside. The rear tires are kind of shot anyway, so that's not like a massive issue, but I think the reason was this, I guess what I would call like the front control arm. These big bushings are kind of blowing out. When I was looking into doing this, I heard a lot of people say I had to take the rotor and calipers off. I saw a video of a guy taking the axle nut out and CV out to press or pound on the backside of some of these ball joints, and I didn't have to do any of that. I did take the wheels off and then spray PB Blaster on all the contacts and let it sit overnight. I would say the hardest part of this job, these little e-torques were, I had an impact gun to get them off, but I don't think I would have been able to get those off by hand. These were really tight. When I pulled them off, there was like flaky stuff. I think there was maybe some type of Loctite. The ball joints, I loosened them and then I just hit with a hammer, and I think it's that vibration from hitting with a metal hammer that popped them off. But the bolts back here, the bolts here, these were all easy. So to get to these e-torques, what I did is I took the bolt out of this and then dropped this end. And once you can move that control arm around, you have room to get to those e-torques, because otherwise they're hidden. So I never even popped, I loosened these, but I never had to actually get the control arm off. I didn't even have to worry about that because these came out, and you can see, this car's in San Diego, so there's not really any rust, but this was the main culprit, I believe. There are definitely cracks. Let me make this tighter. Yeah, you can see pretty good right there. Both of these are pretty blown out. The other thing that's tricky, I did tie rods just because I figured once I'm in there, and I gotta get an alignment anyway. These tie rods, my biggest wrench was a 32 mil, and this must be a 34 or something. So I wasn't happy, but I just had to use a big crescent and hit it with a dead blow, and they're off. That one's loose and the other one's already changed. So that was probably the biggest disappointment. And then the other thing that was crazy hard was putting the new sway bar end links back on. I had to hold them with like a Torx and then wrench them. That was really difficult. So this side's already done. I need to tighten up these big nuts. I put a little anti-seize on all the contact surfaces. I put some Loctite on the threads that didn't have nylock nuts, but that's it. I've never done tie rods in my life before, so I just took the old one out and then put the new one next to it and got it as close as I could, like just eyeballed the length. And then I have an appointment to go get this car aligned. But that's it. Those little e-torques on the ball joint and the sway bar end links were the hardest part. It's like always the small stuff that gives you the problem. All the big stuff was good.